You are retarded.
Yeah. About
Physical or mental?
no, not retarded.
I just exploded. The reason we know how to use margin because we know how to use margin. Because you don't know how to use margin, well, don't put it on us. Don't even ask us question. Dissector, you are an idiot.
Hey Ryan, why don't you pull up Amazon's margins real quick?
Well, I'd have more of a grin on my face than Stephen Hawking on Epstein's Island.
I'm off as a smug cock when you said that.
Wow, fiscal philosophy, you're not very smart at all. You screw up, cash flow kings. Dissector, you are an idiot.
Hello, everybody. It's Saturday. It's 8 p.m. Eastern. And at Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern, you could be in a wide range and variety of situations in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Fiscal, what are some things and maybe situations you could be in right now at Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern that, let's just say, your phone won't be ringing a whole lot from your wife or maybe ringing from a certain other institution?
You could be in margin call, my friend.
You could definitely be, and that's something you don't want to be on the phone with at Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern. A lot of people like to watch the Cash Flow Kings on their cell phones and, their smartphones. You can't watch CFK and be on the phone with Schwab at the same time.
It's true. It's not possible. It's very bearish.
Yeah. What are some other activities, perhaps call-outs you could be doing Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern?
Well, let me tell you, you could be bankrupt. Wife could be very unhappy with you. You could be into doghouse.
Doghouse. You could be pooping next to another boy.
But listen, we don't want echo chamber here. But the one opinion we don't want is why Yilmac's bad. Why it's a failure.
Yeah. You could possibly be not on Twitter. Perhaps quitting your account due to undisclosed reasons. We're going to get to that tonight. Fiscal, this has been a very satisfying week, to say the least, for a multitude of reasons. And my portfolio has not been doing that good. I think I'm down like $300. I mean, yesterday was a pretty big day at the end. I was up like $425. Pretty good. Some people, their portfolios aren't up or they're down a lot more than others for certain reasons.
Because I'm so heavily in Amazon, I've had a lot of down days in that recently, but Friday was good. Overall, I was up almost 3K in there. So not too bad. A lot of it was because a certain poverty REIT pumped a little bit on earnings. Yeah.
What you could do with 3K, Fiscal? You know what you could do with 3K? You can do a lot of things with 3K.
I mean, if I gained 3K every day, I probably wouldn't survive the year, my friend.
That's true. You'd probably be in, you could pay off a margin call potentially with
a lot of things
3K.
A lot of trouble I could get into with 3K a day. Yep.
Hey, if you had an extra 2K to that 3K, you could perhaps fly somebody out to fight you. And would you delete your account after, or quit altogether after you?
If I ever behaved like such buffoonery like that, I would out of absolute embarrassment, I would probably have to delete my account and all my social media and just become a recluse, because I mean, being like, I think he talks about being like 30-ish.
Yeah.
For those of you that don't know, there's a guy on the X platform that offered Ryan $5,000 to come and fight him.
I think there's a little more to that. We'll say it after hours. We'll say the unfiltered version.
Yeah, but suffice it to say, all right, you can't tell because of the camera angles and how we're seated and everything. But Ryan is 6'1", 6'0".
Yeah, we'll say I'm 6'2" on my driver's license. I'd say more to
right,
6'0" and a half.
All right, so we'll split the difference, right? Yeah. six. Let's say 6'1" in shoes. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
What do you weigh? About 210. When you're not
the
when
cut
you're not
started
cutting?
today. The cut started today. I would say I'm about 211, 212 right now.
Okay. Over 212, 210, 212. How many years have you been training for in jiu-jitsu, boxing, kickboxing?
Yeah, we've been probably good 3 or 4 years now. More heavier into jiu-jitsu over the last year and a half. And actually, I brought some. You can see here, I have a black eye today from training.
Hence the sunglasses, guys.
Yeah, hence the sunglasses tonight.
So suffice it to say, now the average Joe is around 5'9".
5'9", 150, 180.
Zero combat sport training doesn't even work out, actually.
Yeah.
What do you think? Like, who's gonna win that? Well, apparently just the people watching on Twitter, because the whole thing was effing hilarious. And
Oh yes. We've done so much good this week. I feel this is the best I felt in my life.
Yeah. And he still owes me a bunch of money for all my pull-ups and push-ups that I can do. Which, by the way, like, I'd be happy to film that, and get my
money.
check,
$5. Yeah, that's a lot. $5 per
a pull-up. Yeah. I mean, I could really squeeze a few more out if I know that it's coming out of his pocket. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. That's. I would train intently hard. So basically, to sum it up, for those who, once again, as I said last week, if you don't follow our Twitter, you are missing out on a lot. I didn't even anticipate on making this guy quit this week. So once again, at Cashflow Kings YT, follow us on Twitter. You'd know the context already. So I want to say, what started it all? So I made an amazing meme. It was for those. It's like the white chick getting banged on the couch.
The couch with the urban youths in the background.
Yeah. So
don't know why I know that picture, but
yeah,
I know the picture.
It's infamous. It's very infamous if you're not familiar. Like, you can do the math. So the funniest thing is, he started it all this week. He attacked investment Kage, who CFK veteran. Kage. Okay, yeah. Fuck. Dude, I've messed it up like 3 times.
Japanese for shadow.
Yes, I don't watch anime.
Weebs. Yeah. We know.
So he called him.
Gollum.
So he blocked him in the first place. He called him a golem. I won't even lie. The tweet was a little funny. Like, I chuckled a little bit.
It is true. Like, yeah, that it was kind of funny. And I think even Kage himself laughed a little bit about it.
Yeah.
But still, it was very mean-spirited.
It was very mean-spirited, and he attacked him because of his hair. And I'm not.
And listen.
I want to say it.
Us long hairs got to stick together. You know what I mean? Sir?
I'm gonna try and say it. Kage.
Yeah, Kage.
Okay, yeah. Kage basically said that, he grew his hair out for his friend who had cancer in high school, and that he was going to get him and that he was going to donate the hair as a wig, which is very thoughtful. And obviously, I would
selfless.
Very selfless. A lot of people, including myself, would just not do that. So, like, you gotta give respect and credit and honor where that's from. Instead, finance guy thought it would be a wise idea to call him a golem.
Yeah. Well, it's not a golem. Golem is like the name of the thing, the guy, the character. Yeah.
So, like the individual that I am, I couldn't just let this go. Somebody that comes onto CFK, for anybody that's a guest of CFK, you would know that there's one takeaway: you don't fuck with CFK. That's an infamous line, is it not?
It's true. Yeah, I've heard this. People are saying this to me all the time.
Yeah, so essentially, I said, I've had enough of this, and I called him a nasally 4-lettered word that starts with a C. I called him a nasally something that starts with a C and ends with a T.
See you next Tuesday, yeah.
Yeah, see you next Tuesday. Yeah, so I called him that, and then I said, shut your ass up our Twitter guy said, shut your ass up like a good little girl. And I made that nice photo that I sent over to the person that runs our Twitter account. Not me, for sure. So we made that. Then I also called him a nasally C word with this photo.
Which
And
that's really funny.
it was very funny. It was good timing because he was tagging people who he disagreed with on Twitter. He was finding who they worked for and he was tagging them and he was making reports. This also happened with Kage as well.
He called
his work.
customer service on one of the guys.
Yeah, he called customer service. And like that's probably the
more like
what a
finance guy. It's more like finance Karen. Am I right?
like what an absolute like how deprived of poon do you have to be going to these lengths?
Criticize him. Don't criticize him, or he'll call your manager.
he's gonna call the librarian at our school. So this is going down the entire timeline. So then essentially he DM'd the CFK account and he said, or I called him the P word, not after hours yet, so I can't really get to it.
Yeah.
By the way, so he DMs the CF. Yeah.
He's arrived.
I see. Yeah, we'll get him in here. Trust me. This is business we can't like go over yet. So he DMs the CFK account and he says, "I'll fly you out to Long Island. Not a wise idea to dox your location to us and our viewers. So you can call me the P word to our face." I said, "Oh, gladly." He said, "Book the ticket. Send me a screenshot. I'll reimburse you." And clearly he's trying to scam us here. Like it's like he would not reimburse us. This guy doesn't have enough money to buy his wife a car. I don't think he's going to have enough to buy a ticket for me to go whoop his candy ass. And then I called him. I said, "Okay," with the P word at the end because I thought it was hilarious that he was getting that mad over him. Then continuing on, I went to training that night actually. And it turns out that I said MMA fight ? And he's like, "I'll pay you $5,000 to come fight me." I'm like, okay, I didn't think he'd actually respond to it. So I go to training and I come home and I just see all these messages. We have like 40 notifications on the CFK account. You're blowing up the CFK group chat.
Of course I am.
And it's like, are you actually going to fight him? So I'm like, okay, what happened? And this guy responds and it's in a deleted tweet. I'm going to see if I can. Okay. I'm going to see if I can find. Oh, I deleted it. Perfect. But yeah, he just basically said $5,000, come to Long Island and fight me. I'm like, okay, that is a deal. And I just said, "Deal, bitch boy," or the person that runs their account. I said, responded and "Deal, bitch boy," which also I think is amazing to know that we ratioed him on like everything we said. And he had like 7 times the amount of engagements or views or whatever. Like nobody likes this guy. So of course we accepted. And you could continue.
Well, I mean, and I was even willing to to help in regards to like getting like finding a gym that would like host it.
Absolutely. Once again, we didn't want to make this like a street fight. We're professionals here. It would have had to be like with a professional referee, everything. Even Seymour Duck suggested like we do it on one of the influencer boxing or MMA events, whatever. Yeah. Just so it would be in a safe environment.
Yeah. With sportsman's rules above board. Not necessarily a professional fight, but like an organized amateur event, something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So after I got back from training and I evaluated the situation, we put out, here's the deal. You pay us $5,000. We send over our 19-year-old co-host who actually trains to come fight you. We'll take the $5,000 and buy your wife a beater car. After this, he went inactive for 24 hours on Twitter, which was the best. Okay, here's the screenshot too. He said, "I'll pay you $5,000 to come fight me." This was screenshotted by you. Thank you.
Of course. I was going to get those receipts, man.
Donate money to donate money to charity of your choice, or I'll pay you. Come me a pussy to my face. The greatest part is that he just goes inactive for 24 hours after this, and nobody hears from him. Eventually, he comes on and he says, "Like, I can't deal with the hate anymore."
He's doing the victim thing.
Yeah, here we go. Thinking of stepping away from this account, maybe temporarily. It's unfortunate because I really do enjoy sharing my. Oh, I'm so happy I fucking made this guy cry. It brings me so much joy that I was able to mentally torment a somewhat 30-year-old man with very, very minimal effort.
Yeah. So I was actually on the Wikipedia page trying to look into what thin skin is, and it just kept showing me his picture.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
It's unfortunate. What else? There's also some other stuff on here. So he quit. He blocked us. It was just, and we like brought so much unification to the community. You have 47 like ratio on his account. It was probably one of the best things that we've ever done, and we have like multiple more posts coming out. This was probably the funniest that we got, and it got like 250 likes on Twitter. Seymour, we'll get to your super chat. We appreciate it. This had 243 likes. The death of finance guy offered to fight a 19-year-old for 5K, backed out and quit Twitter. Probably one of the funniest things I've made, that our Twitter guy made. I think this was better though. This was the day where Trump and Zelensky got into a giant fight, and I just photoshopped. I thought that was the best one. I think the grave one's funny, but absolutely mint.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so that was an absolute like saga this week, and we're very happy that we got to put that guy into humiliation and humble him.
Yeah, and I'm sure he learned absolutely nothing, by the way.
Yeah, and yeah. So I mean, we're very happy that he's gone quiet for a while. He's probably gonna come back, but we've done our job. He's been humbled into oblivion. With that said, though, we've been getting nagged for like the last 2 years now for Fuhat to come onto the show and try and pitch us KKR. So he's coming on, and I intend to let him on before getting to see more ducks. Very nice $2 super chat, which is one takeaway: don't F with CFK, and I get with that. And as per usual, whenever there is a super chat or donation, we are obligated to dance, as Fuhat, a channel member, knows. So we're gonna get to that right now. Before we get demonetized, that will not be played.
Right. Yeah, not worth getting demonetized and have it go to Wesley Snipes' deferred tax bill.
So Fuhat, why are you coming out of the Cash Flow Kings tonight?
Dude, I've been getting called out by Blake Downell. He was like, "Hey, I love to see Fuhat on an episode." So here we are, now on an episode. My favorite book man, always talking about Manners Propriety. This nice electrician, I guess.
Well said.
All right, so it's because of Blake. It's all his fault.
Well, it's more or less because fucking Dividend dude is he's a dumbass, to be honest.
Double D's, if you're out there watching, I'm sorry.
He's too busy right now at a fraternity party. He's
so
he's on the fraternity.
What do you think about the Dan Weston Dividend dude debate? Should it happen?
Dude, if Dividend dude stops being an absolute bitch and actually shows his face on cam, Dan said, "Hey, I debate him. I was going to even pitch in. His ass want to go to a fucking local
yeah, we did have some money.
But would you debate him without conditions?
No, I gotta see his face. I am kind of with Dan on this one. I'm not gonna debate with screen.
I have so much power. Only I know what Dividend dude truly looks like, and I have patient confidentiality that I can't expose it.
Yeah. We don't dox anybody, especially channel members here on the Cash.
Yeah, absolutely. We have to give full respect. So basically, for those who don't know, there is a Dan versus Dan debate. Dan Weston versus Double D's Dan Dividend dude.
We thought it was going to happen.
We thought it was going to happen. We were trying to get it over winter break when Double D's was back from his very harsh fraternity lifestyle over at college. Unfortunately, it never happened. Dan wants him to show his face. It's probably not going to happen. So we're trying to get some sort of monetary compensation for Dan to come on and debate him. Dividend dude has said yes to everything, for full disclosure. So I can't.
Except he won't go camera on. Yeah.
Yeah, he won't go camera. So I mean, you got to understand it and you respect it at the end of the day. But
yeah, I think a lot of people in this space on YouTube go faceless, and I understand why to an extent, because obviously, some people send threatening emails to you and things like that. But
yeah,
at the same time, I realized early on that if you want your audience to actually be loyal to you they kind of have to know who. They have to be able to see the humanity behind the channel, and so that's why I choose to go face on.
Yeah, we go face first and face on here on the Cash Flow Kings for all aspects of the show.
Exactly.
Let's see who's in the chat here. We will definitely discuss the Khmer. We're celebrating multiple downfalls this week. It's just been an amazing week.
Yeah.
It's given me the strength to go to class for all 5 days of the week. So it's just absolutely, it's been mint. Internet Warrior Cabo, who is getting me to, who tried to convince me to watch the entire Khmer live from Thursday. I could only get through 20 minutes of it. Bacon, Seymour Duck, Fabio.
All the usual suspects.
Fabio, fucking respond to my DM too.
Dude,
on
good
Discord.
luck. Just good luck.
Yeah, I know.
I've
He's
been
too
trying
busy at
to get
Club
into like
11.
Baldur's Gate.
Ryan,
It's
if
rough.
if your DM is about the club, I have an answer.
Oh, I just can't get I can't connect my Discord anymore. Like my email's cooked. I'll talk to you about after.
All right.
Blake in here, Bacon, Uncle Cody. I was just watching episode 32, by the way, like the latter half of it before we get on. So, yeah. So Fuhat, why are you on the Cash Flow Kings today?
Another thing I want to
ticker.
address too is I want to address Fiscal Set. Like, for the love of God, can you put up like more posters instead of this My Hero Academia one looking like a fucking weeb? Please.
Well, I mean, it's true. I mean, it's not just looking like it's the truth. But yeah, I mean, I'm working on. It's a work in progress.
We want to get Strongman's book back there too. We got to eventually. That like if we can get a shelf back there.
No. We got to have the intelligent investor.
No, the intelligent investor with Strongman's book right next to it.
Yeah.
Has to happen. So is there a certain ticker you want to talk about tonight?
Boys, you guys ready to learn about private equity?
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking to be sold. So what other investors, notable investors are in KKRs? I pulled the financials on Finchat.
Actually, I couldn't tell you who the fuck's in it because I don't look at fucking 13Fs.
More specifically, people that maybe eat cereal or not.
Oh, fucking dude, this cereal named fucking Gondo, he's in it.
Oh, I know Gondar.
Okay, Gondar's in it. Okay,
Yeah,
maybe we'll consider it. The 9 p.m. barrier is not going to be broken tonight, Fiscal, unfortunately.
No.
We're getting demonetized. Fuhat's saying these naughty words on live.
That's all right.
It's we've had worse than
this isn't a kid's show anyway.
Oh,
Yeah, this is a funeral.
It wasn't a fight, it was an execution.
Anyway, so like, do you guys know what they do?
No, I don't.
KKR?
I only know the ticker.
Or do you guys know like Barbarians at the Gate? Like the movie Barbarians at the Gate?
No, we're uncultured.
I didn't realize. Okay, so what this company does is essentially raises money and buys out other businesses and then invests in like global opportunity. The best way I could describe it.
Who stars in that movie that you mentioned?
Barbarians at the Gate. I have no fucking clue.
Okay, because sometimes if I've seen a movie a long time ago, I might remember who was in it, but not the title. In some instances, that's why I asked.
It's got a book. It's a pretty insane book. Not gonna lie. The Plain Bagel did like a video on it too. It's pretty good. I haven't seen it, so I can't really say.
Fair enough. So KK.
Yeah, it's KKR. So it's named after its founders too, of like Henry Kravis and something, and like, yeah, it's named after like the founders. And if you look like, okay, we should like bring up like the 10K. Dude, do you care if I just present so I can like draw out like what they do?
If you say the magic word, yeah.
Please, trust me. Everyone that understands my drawing skills is in for a treat.
Yeah. Strongman, I would go back and rewatch like the first 15 minutes of the show for Finance Guide talk. We'll get to Khmer. Trust me. That'll be the end of the show after hours.
To, like, present?
Yeah.
It'll be a strong finish.
Present. By the way, everybody smash the like. I forgot to say, if you appreciate us putting finance guy into complete oblivion and want to celebrate the downfall of We the Khmers and hopefully his wife leaving him and him perhaps getting caught fleeing the country. We're here to celebrate it. I'm in a great mood.
Robin Hood can't get their margin back from him if he's in
see,
Cambodia.
I am the one. I am completely of the opinion that if somebody has continually disrespected you and continuously not listened to you, perhaps, and wrote you off, when they're down, you should kick them even lower. Okay, I'm looking forward to this quality drawing.
Yeah, give me like 1 second. I have to draw it out. Like this, it's a big business.
Okay, I'll pull it back up. You can draw it. I'll pull it back up. That's right. If you need a good tax guy, Strongman is absolutely your man.
That's true. He may have done our taxes.
Yeah, could have. We can't
Awesome.
disclose that or not. How deep is Gondar into KKR?
Well, he's like, I think he's like 12. He just flipped.
Okay.
He just made it like Coop be like his major position now.
Yeah.
Like he essentially just swapped.
Yeah.
I think
That'd be
for money,
sweet.
they do that too.
Well said.
But I have like 10% of my net worth in this company. Like as PE is like a whole, I think it's not like it's like 15 or 20% of like my portfolio. I can show you guys my portfolio. I just have to like shove it up on like an Excel sheet so I don't like leak my actual credentials.
Dox yourself. Yeah, Fiscal, did you I already asked you if you bought Amazon. I added Amazon for disclosure this week, everybody. I timed it perfectly at the bottom of every day. 206 and 208. I'm the chosen one.
I did buy something that's kind of a secret.
Oh, I know what I think.
Yeah,
anyway.
we'll talk about it next
Yeah.
time we have Blake on.
After hours.
Yeah, that'll be that part will be members only though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can like there's like more segments too. But so KKL, it has I think it's like 1.6 billion or something on the lines. Yeah, I'll give me 1 second. I can give like the exact number real quick if I just do this.
Interesting.
So
if
they
KKR pays a dividend, is it free money?
Yeah, they pay a dividend, but
Okay.
yeah. All right.
How free money on a scale of 1 to 10 though? That's my
How free did I'm in this shit for like the next goddamn 10 years.
Okay, so that's 10 out of 10 free money.
Yeah, how do I like flip the scene? It's like stop share and I have to agree share.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So very, very broadly, their business just basically they buy up businesses.
Well, yeah. Do you want to like reshare the screen real quick? I can just show you real quick. They give legit numbers too. So their private equity, that's like the flagships. That is into Asia, like more specifically, like they do this. They just did this deal in Japan with Bain Capital for Fujishaft, and if you look at Japan's economics, since it's been such a such a stagnant economy, that if you look at the landscape, it's a lot of conglomerates. And if you see with like a lot of these stocks on Standale, what I'm hearing from the IB banks too, like they typically are looking now to spin off and IPO these individual parts. Just like, do you guys remember how Kellogg's did with their cereal?
Cereal reference.
But yeah, so they have all of this. So this infrastructure is going to be like they're lean and thin. And what they don't mention is they have this other product from like financial advisors. So I'm talking like financial advisors. I'm talking like literally like the top like 0.1%, maybe like the top like 10% of households.
Yeah. People like Khmer.
Yeah, people definitely people like Khmer. And they give their offices this K suite, and this is a sweep of products, like a sweep of funds. and they just got into private equity. They now have a private equity one, and they now have a credit one, and they now just have they now have all four of these in one package finally.
Mm.
So, and if on top of that too, if you see Trump actually allow private equity or players like this into the 401k channel, that'd be like be able to buy it like in your 401k. So like it just be like KKR, S&P 500, with capital groups. But you be paying a half deal fee because these are illiquid investments. That's like the major thing too. We got a new member, by the way.
Oh, I thought you're on that before we are. I'm looking up their ROIC. Bob Iger, who's been very generous recently, as a new channel member, and as per usual, Bob Iger, we will do a dance for you real quick. Thank you, Bob Iger.
We appreciate that.
Back to business.
We're getting close to our goal. Yeah.
But the thing with ROC, you actually don't want to look at ROC. You actually want to look at the IRR investment returns because they have this structure called the 2 for 20. Mm-hmm. So whenever they make profits, they take a 2% fee no matter what. You can see this being like prevalent with like the new Poison Crow stuff. If you guys know like Bill Ackman.
Mm-hmm.
Ackman's a motherfucking bitch, not gonna cap. Fucking hate Bill Ackman, dude.
That's freaking hilarious that you have a seething rage for him. Yeah. But he's a super investor.
Oh, yeah, he was just like my dick, bro. You can eat my shit.
What metric did you say to look at for?
So you want to look at the IRR. As you can see right here too, I said family capital. That's like the top 1%, and then institutional. I think like BlackRock, Charles Schwab is getting into this channel, but hasn't like moved into it fully.
Yeah.
And then they have companies, of course, and then we want to burn up to 10K.
Interesting.
Oh, so this one too. They have insurance with GA, so like they can run. What a lot of these companies do is they run their capital markets and then they back them with their insurance, so they can have two separate entities run it too simultaneously while generating the fees. The fuck is it?
Live due diligence, everybody.
Yep. You don't see this. You don't see this on We the Khmers.
Oh, by the way, MV Kuna had an interview with Raj Grover that dropped today. So
I started watching it. I saw the first few minutes.
I expect a CFK reference to be dropped in there. I don't know. He may have got a little nervous at the time, but that's okay. Besides the point.
It seemed quite good though. I want to catch the rest of it because I know they're going to get into Germany in like the second half of the interview.
I think it was before they pulled out of Germany. Oh, we got to cover that.
No. They
paused the.
I think it was known that it was known that they paused the deal with whatever that company was called. I can't even remember. Was it PureCan, something like that?
Yeah, PureCan.
Yeah.
They paused it before or after the election.
So it was just after the German elections.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah.
I'm not reading that clown mode. Oh, it's hilarious. Oh, I appreciate it. Mike set this joke.
No, you know what? Peace, love, and amber crackers. I appreciate you in chat.
We do too. Yeah, retire on dividends.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. We even risked having him on once. we weren't sure if that was going to be where we get canceled or not, but he kept it together for us.
Yeah.
But so this is what you're looking at here is this is like the funds, as you can see right here. Like they started this fund right here, the call investments like in 2018, and then it ends in that. So like these are typically 4 year cycles.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these forms like Blue Owl will have permanent capital, so perpetual capital too. But this is the carry fees, and if you read in the news that a lot of the Congress people want to stop giving tax benefits for carry fees because this would be gross adjustment carry fees from the private equity part of the business. And then this is this is their real estate. So this is like the hard assets, and I'm pretty sure this has.
We like hard assets here on the Cash Flow Kings.
Yeah, we do. Sticky and hard assets.
So they do like everything from like commercial real estate to like mortgages, etc.
Any hospital real estate?
Yes, they actually do. They
Nice.
actually do have it in this.
Do they have like an average rate of return on these investments?
Yeah, I'm trying to get there, but like every single aspect I'm looking at is literally just carried interest, but like it should really be like the next one. This is the private equity / gross RL, and that's the net.
Oh, these are impressive.
So they're averaging the netting about 18. The gross RL for these funds on the typical is 5%.
Yeah. You have a question from a channel member, Cabo, who asked, "Wouldn't this be a business development company?"
No, because this controls the business development company. If you actually want to get into it, we can actually look at FX.
BDCs are usually a little bit more passive in what they do, from my understanding.
Somewhat. You're more active in the CLO chain. I actually have a book about being a CLO investor somewhere. I can flash it on camera if I ever find it again.
I can't read, you know that, right?
Oh, yeah, I think I have it right now.
There you go.
Well, this is all about the CLO investment aspects of the BDCs, because with the CLOs in Pacific, they're all 100 loans bundled up into one, and they're less risky than the stuff in 2008 because they were invented in 2008 and they did not have a refreshed default rate. Fabio uses, oh God, I have not read the Holy Grail book on investment. I have read the one where you're like when he writes with like the CFA. That isn't like that fucking giant ass like 900-page fucking book. I forget what it's called.
Out the window.
Interesting.
But yeah, so this is the holding co that holds all these. Like they have separate entities that do separate things. Like if you want specifically exposure into the credit channel, you will go into the BDC that they own, which I argue would be good. But you have Maine, which everyone loves in retail.
Yeah, Maine's a big retail favorite.
Blake has a question here. He says he's still a little unclear. What does the company do? Are they some sort of vaulting SPAC? Are they a takeover?
No, like they straight up. So, Blake, let's say that me and you own a business. You're gonna be selling your goddamn cannabis farm. I was like, fuck, dude, I'm KKR, dude. This is a great ass fucking chain. I'm gonna buy you out, goddamn it. Fucking buy your ass out, improve your business. You go fuck off. And I take that thing. I was like, fuck, dude. This cannabis chain is busting. I got a lot of fucking sales. X, Y, and Z. It's fucking peachy as a fucking Deechy. Then I go, alrighty, well, I need a bio. I need to put this in my fund. And then I put it in my fund and I just reap the cash flow. And then we look for Fiscal philosophy as a small LP. He wants this business. Oh, yeah, actually, no. Yeah. It'd be more or less like High Tide wants this business. We'd sell it to High Tide for a premium. We reap the reports. We get that 2 for 20 just for holding the business on top of that. And on top of that, we realize 20% of all gross profits.
Yeah. So they're would you consider them like a bit of a toll booth kind of business middleman?
This part of it is, but they're constantly out there looking for businesses and constantly fundraising for these things because a lot of these things might be like debt restructurings, etc. they might be not all premier businesses, but as you can see here, this is like their liquid credit, which they do liquid credit too. And then they do mass just the bank loans, all that. And they're grossing 15% still on credit. I can zoom in over. That's too much. But they do all of this in-house typically. They have their own customization platform too. So any business that, let's say that they want to sell a business, marketing really let them sell XY business, they customize themselves. They get the money themselves. This one. KK is a unique case now because they own 18 businesses on their books that the distributors hold. Like 1-800 contacts, they own that.
Yeah. So they buy, sell, whatever, whole businesses, lock, stock, and barrel.
They do that, and they do real estate too.
So basically any kind of asset that they can make money on, they're in.
They're in typically, yes. And on top of that too, they are now pulling up in the secondary market too. So let's say that you can't liquidize it and you want to hold on for a little bit longer, or your friend wants to hold on for a little bit longer. That's your LP that helps you raise your capital. You put in the secondary market and you can still retain ownership. Ownership's fast that for you as being the primary holder still.
Is there any reason that their free cash flow is negative from what I'm seeing?
You don't want to do that one. You want to use the FLE.
Okay.
Margins.
So I would imagine something that literally makes acquisitions as a matter of course probably has wonky free cash flow.
Yes. It's going to be more seasonal, etc.
Yeah.
But another one you guys will probably know, like Blackstone's pretty good.
Right. So yeah, that would be I think the obvious comparison, because it's like, oh, they're into all kinds of different assets and have different like sub entities to do different buckets of assets. Like that sounds like Blackstone to a T, actually.
And also this one too, if you want an insane BDC that's going to pull up, it's going to be Blackstone's BDC and it's going to be Ours BDC, which Our now has the second biggest BDC next to Ares.
I heard somebody like some little whisperings about Blackstone's BDC. So does it trades under its own ticker then?
Yep. And they primarily invest like in life sciences.
And is it just that Blackstone owns like a majority of it and controls it, but like some of the shares are like publicly traded?
Well, they want to give out their dividends. If you look at BDCs, this is the issue. Don't compare it to biggest. Do not compare this to Berkshire Hathaway. This is not Berkshire Hathaway. We're not even close to the size of Berkshire Hathaway.
Right.
We have so many more opportunities than Berkshire Hathaway ever could. You have to remember too, these guys are investing into AI too.
Oh no.
Yeah, Berkshire is so big that to make a meaningful amount of money, they have to make such large.
They have to literally buy like an Agania.
Yeah, and which is one of the reasons why they were so heavily in Apple, because it was one of the few businesses that was big enough that they could add shares to their position without like completely buying out the whole thing or driving up the price. Yeah,
being old. Yeah, so you're gonna look at Owl too. You want to look at Owl. Brookfield. This is leagues above Brookfield. The only reason why Brookfield's popular is unironically because of fucking dumbass Manoj Prabhai and fucking Bill Ackman.
You may have a Bill Ackman CFK Valentine's Day card next year. I gotta remember that.
I'm blocked by Guy Sparrow too, so I have made enemies in fucking high places.
Oh
yeah, we get blocked by finance guy. Not to brag.
Well, hey, like I mean, I know you think so, but like, have you ever gone up against the Oracle?
Hey, say his name and he appears. You don't want to mess with the devil. Actually,
but the other issue too of Brookfield is you gotta look at multiple entities. Like out of all the Brookfield entities that I actually like still, I like the Brookfield partnership, but that's just purely the private equity arm.
Yeah. Do you mind if we pull up some of the financials that you'd like to highlight on
Yeah.
Finchat?
Go ahead.
Link in the description.
Link in description. We need money.
I don't really use Finchat.
I have it. Don't worry. You just tell me what you want to look at, and we will pull it up.
We should probably look at the FRE revenue. I don't know if you can pull up that.
Okay, FRE.
We can also just pull up those slides. They should just tell us everything.
Fiscal. What am I looking for?
Fee owning revenue.
Free owning revenue?
Yeah. Give me 1 second. Fee related ownings, my bad.
Okay.
I assume that this is gonna blow our minds.
Well, you have to remember this thing is. You have to remember its size too. Like
Sure.
this is like a damn near like $1 trillion company, like for fucking cash. It is owning fucking assets.
What's
But I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna have it.
So I
This is
haven't
bearish.
ever looked at it. What's the market cap of this?
I thought it was 120 billion from what I saw. Yeah, 120 bill.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
120 billion.
Does not appear they have free related earnings.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. I can just give you the earnings presentation. Because if you look at this from like a normal standpoint, it's gonna break.
Yeah. Total revenue growth has been, they've had a 15.6% compound annual growth rate, so that's pretty solid. Big spike in 2021 in revenues. Is there any reason for that besides stimulus?
Big
Maybe,
spike in 2021.
Yeah.
Just customizations, I think. I'm pretty sure. Hey, I have it for you. Presentation. This is, I guess. Yeah. And then I can just give you to you in, I guess, private chat in the nice StreamYard. I am, man. OBS 10 times better. I'm sorry.
Pulling it up, everybody.
Boy, I have it on my screen. I can just
you
do
do?
this too. It's up to you. I don't.
We'll do it on yours. So if you, I trust you more than I do.
Sounds good. It is your show after all.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you guys see that better? Like, I know, like, this is like the issue with streaming. I always watch on fucking mobile, and you fuckers never zoom in.
To be honest,
Like,
even on a full size screen, it's hard for me to see without zooming in because my eyesight's terrible. But
fucking Fabio's the worst at it, dude.
shout out to Fabio.
But as you guys can see here, it's established 1968, so like they have all of this, 48 years of business, etc. Almost $1 trillion AUM. I'm expecting like probably like by 2030 this easily gets to be $1 trillion. But multi-asset, you see in all this, 26 offices, Japan, Asia, the UK, London, any major hub of e-commerce, though they are. Insurance, strategic holdings. Yeah, I can actually zoom down here real quick. As an management from the announcement to now, it's the 3x, I guess.
Where do they get most of their revenue from, like geographically?
I think this quarter was more north NA Pacific. But you will start seeing diverse with Japan coming more into this, and then as we see the world realize that European economies are still alive and well, not really alive and well, but not absolutely fucking slaughtered as we see they are at the moment, despite the fucking balances. The they will probably start seeing more transaction fee through London too,
Yeah.
as that is the common hub that is still alive. I'm hoping that we get more German activity, but it's big
Government
yikes for
help us.
Germany.
Yeah.
As you can see, I told you the petro capital, which increased, and that's the case here is
Yeah.
with the revenue. The fee owner revenue was $3.3 billion. The adjusted net income was $4.2 billion. They deployed $84 billion. The capital markets, that was the crystallization I guys told you about prior to that, reached $1 billion for the first time ever in Keiko's history. This segment's only been open since like 2016, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So already had $1 billion is pretty nuts given the shaking environment it has been with record low IPO revenues too. By the way, I forgot to mention that be the IP banking side and record low M&A deals too with mergers and acquisition. If you guys remember, Lisa Khan, my goat.
Ooh, public enemy number one on this channel.
My goat, dude. She gave me a check.
How?
I had a non-disclosure agreement on all my contracts. Lawsuit sued on my behalf, got me a check. She helped out my family too. Majorly, we had a bunch of non-disclosure agreements and on there, like on our contracts. It was nuts. She's that as like the only politician that I was seen actually do some fucking actual shit.
Fuhat, your time on the show is over. You're going to be gone. Plug in.
But yeah, so they're going to be show buybacks too. They have right here. I'm pretty sure they're talking about their insurance on too. But for asset management, of course, you've already seen it with like CAGR of 18% since inception from 2010 all the way up to now. As you can, this is their revenue breakdown at the moment. They have alternative credit, so I think like.
Where do you expect future growth to come from?
Just Japan / just the growth of private companies coming online, because at the moment they've only penetrated like not even 2% of the private market landscape.
So if Japan, how much do you think that's priced in right now?
Long term, probably not at all. They literally just got their first deal there, but they've been talking about Japan markets for a while. But I think the growth will sport there too.
Fiscal, do you prefer China or Japan?
Well, I've technically, well, all right. So prefer probably Japan in general. Like if I was gonna like go there, I guess.
Yeah.
But
investing wise,
gosh, I don't know that I really would want to buy public companies in either at the moment.
Dude, what are you talking about, dude? You gotta buy Nintendo.
Yeah, Seymour.
Like that ass, dude.
Technically, I have some Nintendo actually.
Yeah, because I remember that.
Yeah. They had instant opportunities though. Like I saw the Metro Republic there. What I was interested in Japan, and then of course you got Sony.
I was gonna buy Sony in 2020 before they.
You should have. You fucked up, dude.
Shoulda, woulda.
Yeah, it's life.
But yeah, so this is how they see this is the life scale. As I was talking about, this typically takes 4 to 5 years unless they decide to hold. And this is the lifestyle of the products. They have all the real estate products, CBS mortgages, as I told you, with Mr. Cooper.
So to be clear, because I don't completely understand, are they buying the entirety of the business or just a portion of it?
Just a portion of it. Typically, like they typically buy a portion of it and then they typically sell it.
Yeah.
Some of these businesses, as we get down more on the side show, they are straight up buying like 1-800 contacts. They straight up own that on their book.
So I think the answer to that, Ryan, is depends. Sometimes the whole thing, sometimes part of it. Yeah, depends what makes sense. I think. Or actually, you were saying it depends on like what the owner wants. Like sometimes the owner only wants to sell part.
Yeah.
right? If these are private
Yeah,
businesses.
yeah, that depends on the owner too. If they actually want
Yeah.
to keep an active trail too.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, that's interesting, and I like these kind of dabble in everything kind of companies, because if they're good at what they do, they can really you can almost get like a little bit of a conglomerate discount, because people don't want to dig in and understand all the details of all the different buckets.
I know.
Potentially, I mean, I don't know if that's the case, because I haven't valued this myself, but I suspect that could be the case.
Yeah, I don't know if you're gonna get a conglomerate discount, because you have to remember, like, these things. Do you guys know what the G20s are?
Yeah, the biggest 20 economies in the world, right?
Yeah, and it's the banks too. I'm pretty sure. Or is it G28, whatever? But they're on the list of literally, like, if this company fails, there's gonna be literally devastation across the fucking globe.
Like Starbucks did.
No, I'm talking like 2008. Fucking like, holy shit, God help us type bullshit.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on the current valuation of the stock? Because I'm seeing 40p, but I'm probably missing something.
So hold on. You said if they collapsed, it would be like 2000. And now, is that because of the importance of KKR themselves, or is it because of the importance of the assets that they have?
Well, it's that and the access to capital too, because you have to remember the capital network is literally nuts.
Yeah.
And top of that too, 50% of the AUM is not even scaled yet, and 80% of the strategies ain't even reached scale, and they've already gotten this big.
Yeah. Oh. That answers my question about future growth.
They still have some room left yet to some stones left to turn over.
Yeah, and you have to remember too, they're on the forefront of the data build out, and this is the new capital raised. And this is in billions, by the way. This ain't no fucking millions.
No high tide stuff, unfortunately.
Yeah, so this is 2023. As you can see here, the vast majority of capital has been raised at the moment has been credit and liquid strategies. The private equity fund it's still big, but like it's not that big yet. Well, it's not really that big yet. It's like they've been doing private equity since literally the 80s. Which is nuts to think about. Like, imagine your ass literally seeing like the dawn inception of like damn near like 3 fucking eras of fucking business. And then the other real assets, like K series is going to be nuts. K series is why I'm going to see like the primary of like its growth, because that's where it's going to be. So essentially, you get literally the private equity portfolio in this wrapper, and then you just sell it into financial advisors, and then they just keep their allocation.
You'd consider KKR kind of like a Microsoft closet ETF kind of company?
What a lot of people chuck around the like this is a sleeper stock. I think personally it's a good company, but you gotta pay attention to it. It's in so much shit. If fucking one thing fails and you don't get a fundraising cycle of like on this magnitude again, you're fucked. You're out of favor. You get demolished. But what a lot of these people are seeing is with KKL being like, this is literally the most opportunist they've been about their business ever. And we're not really in a super cycle. I would deem it a super cycle, but it's still it's a fluffy capital raise environment. But we still have yet MMAs to come on the market and IPOs, and they will get a fee for that, because the vast majority of IPOs now that want to go public, a lot of these firms own, and it's typically $3 to $7 billion, and you can't really give that away. You either gotta make it go public, or find a fucking other giant mega fund to fucking buy the shit.
What are your thoughts on the valuation right now? I'm seeing 40p, but I'm more likely than not missing something.
I think the valuation is fine. If you look at, I'm gonna be this guy. If you look at the fucking, I think it was like the 200-day moving average or some bullshit, it just hit that.
Yeah.
But I bought shares. Like I bought shares literally like not even a week before the show.
Okay.
Pull up the 200-day moving average. Right
Yeah.
now. We're gonna just
There's sort of a known factor where I'm known to not really do any kind of charting, and my timing definitely shows it.
yeah, they're on an 18% dip right now from
Oh, interesting.
166. Still at a 40p. Do you know what they don't have price to free cash flow? I take that back.
No, you gotta go for FRE for that one.
Yeah.
But on top of that, too, on top of the private equity business, on top of the credit business, I didn't even touch up on the credit business. I can go into credit business if you guys want me to.
Yeah.
You have the time.
All right. Let's talk about K-Street too. So I'm gonna be heading on. I'm gonna be doing the whole entire fucking spiel. So this is a little opposed to private equity, as you guys remember the high net worth people.
Yep.
They will offer them K series. I'm pretty sure 99% of you guys, if you look at your fucking 401k, you gotta be seeing Capital Group. They're literally the biggest 401k provider out there too. And then they want to go into K series. They want to offer them traditional drawing funds. So like, that cycle fund that I mentioned prior. And then you have perpetual vehicles, and then they have the capital partnership K series. They now have insurance. It's these guys and Blackstone being the biggest insurance provider with having roots all the way dating back into Japan in the 80s, with them providing the vast majority of the startup capital for the first ever PE fund. And then they have General Atlantic. This does annuities. This is the top 10 reinsurers, and etc. The ratings is A, double A, etc. They do annuities. They have key distributions of all banks, key distributions of all retail clients too. If you look at Apollo, they will have a stronger channel in this because they have a theme.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that that management feels that they're at least fairly valued, if not undervalued, if they're doing buybacks, huh?
Yes, they've been doing buybacks too. I forget what price they mentioned in the call if you're looking at the call, but they've been doing buybacks too. Like anything near or like below like 120. I think the market's lost it.
Yeah, you could say that again.
What was the reason for dilution in 2022?
I couldn't tell you, to be honest. I don't really look at a lot of dilution and stuff, but I'm assuming it was probably just to refinance some debt, or maybe just have like partners sell. Because you have to remember, for a lot of these partners, they have a vast majority of wealth tied up into this.
A lot of times, major dilution is also if there's a especially big acquisition.
Then it was probably General Atlantic. My bad.
Yeah,
they just bought General Atlantic Group, and they just finally finished the acquisition.
And I've just noticed that that's usually the big culprit when you see like random high dilution on a business that otherwise buys back or whatever.
Oh, when did they do the dilution event?
He said it was 2022.
Yeah, I saw 2022.
Yeah, then it was probably like this, and then they bought out the rest of it.
Yeah,
because they bought out General Atlantic on this time too. And this is Japan, by the way. They've seen $3 trillion assets addressable market. This is just for the annuities alone. This isn't for private equity. I don't know if they have a slide for private equity in this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're seeing all this, and then all right, this is the major one. So when did you start buying KKL? Give me 1 second. I can look it up on my phone. But I've started buying like literally like in 2022. Like if you go look at like every single PE firm, I don't know if you go like on Finchat, if you make like a graph, but you can literally see them all die and then just come all back.
What am I pulling up?
Oh, just type in like all like the private equity firms like on like a chart. You can do like
yeah.
Blackstone, TPG, Owl, KKR, Apollo. I like stop presenting and you can put it
Oh.
up.
I think Apollo is one of the ones that that my favorite REIT actually like completely screwed over in a joint venture.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're just talking price here.
Yeah, just like average price. I don't really care if we do like total returns, but yeah, if I do like this, then yeah, you guys like my snazzy new webcam, the 448p that gets
Nobody likes
depressed
a
into.
bragger, Nobody likes a bragger.
You guys got like XRs or some bullshit.
Let's see, stock price, total return. This is what happens when you're not sophisticated with Finchat enough. I don't go on the charting a whole lot. I usually just stay on the analysis part of it.
Damn, you don't get like an AI just to ask it just to make you a chart.
Oh, they have to. We'll do that right now. Okay.
I'm shocked. Like Fabio buys it. He's been fucking with all these AIs, dude. He's got like this AI to fucking like help him with the fucking Excel sheets.
Don't expose Fabio on here, okay? He could do some heinous things to you if he really wanted to.
He's more powerful than even the Oracle, so just be careful.
Okay, I'm working on this right now. Is there any final thoughts on KKR before I?
Well, I want to talk about strategic holdings, and then that'll be it.
All right.
Essentially, that'll be like the vast majority of everything you need to know. The rest, you guys can really just talk to me if you have like any questions.
We do have a surprise guest coming in to talk about the recent We the Khmer's downfall anytime now.
Ooh, I like surprises.
So yeah, nobody knows except me. So you guys are gonna have to, buckle in. But yeah, that's the talking about return wise. This is just BlackRock, KKR, and Owl.
Yeah, as you can see, like they dip for a minute, but like the vast majority of these companies, I think we saw them like.
Nothing more indicative of a 5-year performance chart.
That's true. The 5-year chart method of investing is the best method of investing.
Absolutely true.
You can never go wrong.
Yeah.
I hear finance guy, whenever you tried to defend SCHD, he would bust out the 5-year chart of the SPY and drop the mic, call it a day.
Yep. If people would seriously try and tell you that investing in SCHD is a better alternative than investing in SPY. It appears Fuhat has left the chat. We didn't kick him off. Fiscal, are you interested in KKR after our little pitch?
I would, like he said, it's one you have to watch. So
that's what I'm not. I don't want.
I'd have to look at it a little bit more closely to see if the juice is worth the squeeze to actually watch it, and like what kind of a return do I think I can expect from it for it to be worth that effort. That's the key.
Actually fucking crashed.
Oh, the Oracle got you.
No, the Oracle put a stop to this. KKR was too powerful for him. It was going to outshine his AIMZ stock.
I took out credit from them.
But yeah, as I was saying, like you can if you look like the year to date / like 1 year, you can see like the rebound. You can see like where they died. Like I really wish it gave you like an actual like visualization. So just giving you a fucking block graph.
Pull that up. We're getting to it, Keith. Don't worry. I'd give it a few more minutes.
There's a special guest coming for that part of the show.
Yeah, there is a special guest, and it's gonna be good. So
But yeah, that's about it. That's all I wanted to send you. Say is I just want to send you like physically show you guys like the rebound and these things. And then since these people want Campbell, I'll go quick.
I like the self-awareness. We've got an hour 15 without giving the people what they want. I have to oblige at some point. And our special guest has joined, and he's going to be in any second now. This is, I think, a special intro maybe intact once Fuhat is done here.
But anyways, so they own all these businesses outright essentially. So like as you can see, like 1-800 Contacts, the Bay Club, the Heartland Clinic, Particle Clinics, etc. So they just own these, and they get the majority owners, like they get all free cash flows, and they expect these 16 businesses to make them like 30 billion in dividends by like, I think, like they predicted 8 was 16 billion. So I'm mostly predicting they're gonna be making like probably like 30 billion by like, I think it was like 2030 they said in a conference. I forget what conference they said. But if you have like Hodl, you can go back and like look at them.
I like dividends. They're free money.
Yeah.
Well, this is going to them, so they can like buy back fucking shares. They can give it out to you.
And I mean, if they're getting, you said 30 billion.
Yeah, that's what I'm predicting at the moment with one
by 2030.
And a 20% payout ratio too. Keep that in mind.
No, they don't get a payout ratio because they straight up own these businesses.
So it passes to them basically. If a corporation owns majority of another corporation, it's passed through, and the taxes and stuff are done at the parent company.
Okay, I see.
But I'm just hoping you guys understand. Like they own like every single thing. Like when you
right, they get 100% of the benefit.
You see in these assets on top of everyone else's.
Yeah. So that's if it did hit 30 billion, that would be like just that. They're basically trading at a 4 times multiple of just that money. That 2030 money that you're projecting.
But with these businesses, the last number they gave was I think they had like 8 and they're like predicting 16 billion. And that was with the dentistry companies, etc.
But that would like suggest that maybe the whole market cap of the company is justified just by these companies.
Yeah.
Maybe. Potentially. If you look at
I think mostly like the primary revenues I'm looking at K-Suite, I'm looking at credit, I am looking at that's not really private equity, but middle market PE, and then I'm looking at this, and then that's it.
Okay, but this part definitely makes me a little bit more, maybe a little bit more interested, because some of the other stuff seems a little bit more, maybe the benefit of some of the other stuff seems a little bit more intangible compared to they get all the free cash flow from these companies.
Yeah, I think that's why they did it. They wanted the business to become a little bit more simplified to like the average consumer.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm buying. I'm down to talk about more PE. I know about like the vast majority of PE firms. But people want to talk about the nice man, the band.
People do want to talk about the nice man. So Fuhat, that's the KKR pitch.
It was a pleasure to be on. I'm praying for Physical's walls to get actions posters. I'm praying for Dividend dude.
Any specific posters you would want to recommend?
Yeah.
Fuck, dude, you gotta get a JoJo's poster.
Goodbye, JoJo.
Fuhat, where can the people find you?
You can find me in Capital Mindset.
Yeah.
You can find me, just straight up there. Just find me there and just fucking at me. I've been on to play games with you guys. I play games. Yeah. I'm always looking for gamers.
So I don't game as much as I used to, but I have been playing a little bit of Command and Conquer Remaster.
Oh.
Yeah. Specifically Red Alert Remaster.
Yeah, I got to play through a Fabio, me, and a few of my buddies. We're trying to go through Baldur's Gate, but we've just been playing Marvel Rivals at the moment since it's the easiest.
Baldur's Gate 3, I assume.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate 3, yeah.
I was a big Baldur's Gate 2 guy.
You got to play 3 if these are nuts, dude.
I have trouble getting into new games.
Hope you guys have a nice day. I'm gonna go watch this Loons game and eat a steak.
All right, I love steak. Can't beat that.
Have a nice day, dude.
The Oracle has hijacked your show. The Oracle has hijacked the show. The sweaty pumpkin will pay. All right, I think it's time. I think it's time to discuss the topic of the video. And I didn't anticipate it to take this long. I'm sorry, everybody.
It's fine.
We gotta respect a KKR enthusiast, but I think we should do a little intro for our special guest.
Yeah.
The reason we know how to use margin because we know how to use margin. Because you don't know how to use margin, well, don't put it on us. Don't even ask us question. Dissector, you are an idiot. I just exploded.
Now, Cody, it's a very exciting time to be invested in this saga. It's one that many people have been waiting for. One could say. Cody, what have we missed recently? What for people who haven't been paying attention to the Khmer saga? What's happened lately?
What's up, high yield dividend warriors?
Oh, hello, how you, dividend war? Now, Cody, I know that you get all the girl. You put a hot girl in the room with the big breasts and the big hip. What do you look for? Oh, by the way, it's after hours, everybody. So that means we have to debut the new after hours background. There we go. That means anything's on anything. You could say anything unfiltered.
Anything goes.
Anything goes.
Just like in the second Indiana Jones movie, that song, Anything Goes.
So, Cody, you sent me a clip of Thursday's show and told me to pull up to the 1 minute 40 second mark. Now, what specifically should we be expecting as I pull this up?
Yeah, so I think this is quite the intriguing week, right? Because we all knew this week would be coming, right? Like, their bread and butter investment, Misty, paying out 150% dividend yield. That's obviously very sustainable.
Right.
Absolutely no risks.
Nothing could
go down.
Hmm.
And they were just stockpiling more and more shares of Misty. And to be fair,
really too bad.
Yeah, to be fair, Misty had been doing very well. Like, you guys know I make videos about Misty. The amount of hate comments were getting more and more like, oh my gosh, you're such an idiot. Misty,
you're a regard.
Yeah. Right. I'm the idiot for thinking 150% yield is not sustainable. But
it's funny because I was even thinking, man, like what a world we live in where this guy, even though like a lot of stuff I bought in 2024 has done well, this guy clearly is probably doing 3 or 4 times better than I am over this period of time. What a world we live in.
What a world we live in. But that's not anymore.
Well, how those fortunes can change so quickly.
Oh, it's really too bad with only a 3% correction in the S&P. That's really too bad.
I think that's what's so amazing is that, a lot of people put this as like a foundational base in their portfolio. They took out margin. They took out loans against their house to buy
bad. That's horrible. I'd wish that on nobody.
And it's like, we've had a small blimp in the market. Misty is down 27% in the last month. Can you imagine actually trying, imagine you're actually in retirement, right?
Well, that's funny.
You look at your portfolio.
It doesn't matter the share price as long as they get their dividend, right?
Yeah, free money.
Right. NAV erosion is a myth,
Hey, NAV erosion, capital erosion, who give a flying fuck about that shit, right?
But, okay, so, you guys know what happened with Misty this last week. It got absolutely destroyed.
Yeah, it got pounded like finance guy.
Many people got margin called. There's apparently some people have been margin called every single week of 2025, which is
impressive.
Absurd.
It's almost harder not to get margin called than do that.
All right, I don't know why you can't just invest without using margin, but for a lot of these people, it's like a prerequisite in order.
Well, when you don't make that much money and want to appear that you do,
it's maximum greed because they think that they literally look at it as if Schwab charges me or Robinhood charges me 8%, let's call it, for margin, and the yield on this says it's 100%. That's 92% profit. Why wouldn't I take margin?
Why wouldn't we?
Really,
it'd be stupid not to.
That's it's the entire extent of their analysis. Essentially, is the 100% is bigger than 8 or 9%. So I'm obviously making a huge profit if I just go into margin on this.
And I've heard several times on their live streams, they're like, just invest in the ETF that's giving the highest yield, as if like investing was that easy, or the only research and methodology that you need to do is just filter by the highest dividend yield.
So I've visited the Discord over there, and I even saw some guy. I think he's newer, but he's talking about I want to put together a model of what the returns could be with 92% yield degrading by 2.5% every year, with 40% taken out every month, and then 60% reinvested, so I can show my friends and family how to start their investing. And I'm like, bro, in what world do you think you're going to get a 90+% distribution sustainably that's only going to decay at 2.5% a year? That's never, like, if investing was that easy, you would run laps around Peter Lynch and Warren Buffett in like 4 or 5 years with like 100 grand or something.
Well, Fiscal, here's another thing, is that these guys truly think that they've unlocked like this. What they usually leave me in the comments is that the Warren Buffetts, the Peter Lynches, they have the old way of investing. This is the new way.
It's the new wave. There's so many high yield dividend warriors. Warren Betty don't want to go into AMZY, NVDY. He don't want to go into these because it's going to be almost too good. If he buy it, he's going to buy too much, and then
and it's like you can if do any of them own a calculator? Because you can do the math of like starting with as Khmer I think his original starting account size was somewhere in the neighborhood of 100K. Like it might have been 80, it might have been something, but like let's just for the sake of argument say it was 100K. Like put in that like that 90 or 100% yield that you think is just pure profit that you're making, and run that calculation for like 10 years fully reinvested, and it balloons so big that it's literally impossible for it to work.
And
after a few
he's
years.
getting taxed like this on unqualified dude. He's going to be getting fucked harder than his wife.
No, because so much of it's just return of capital. If they can't, through their options premium, maintain that on paper, that sticker price, that high yield that they like to show off on their prospectus, they just draw down the cash in the fund, which is why you have the NAV erosion, or part of why you have the NAV erosion. They're basically, people are putting their money in, and then if the premiums don't generate the amount of income it would take to still have a high yield, they just give their own cash back to them.
Well, that's where they get these ridiculous, expectations from, right? Many of them think, oh, I'm going to get $83,000 a month in passive income, right? That adds up to $1 million a year. And they've said several times, like, oh man, we're going to be making more money than NBA players, NFL players. I'm like,
well, you go to the club and you see LeBron James get all the girl, but you have the weird Asian guy in the corner with his bag of Doritos, and
that's not me. That's not me.
That's not me. Totally not me. I would pay to see him in a social setting. I've seen him before, like he was on camera when the NASDAQ did the bell opening, and they had like somebody invited him. That's tragic, but like
I think the root of their problem is that they invest in not necessarily fundamentals, but it's more based on belief. So they're like,
absolutely,
suspend the belief.
Absolutely,
right? Fail to suspend the belief, right? Yeah. So it's the more and more I believe in this, like it somehow is going to come true.
They really do think that like that. Your belief in it working is important to it working.
Or if you pray every night, you say your prayer, you say you eat a vitamin.
About how they don't want they'll say they don't want an echo chamber, but they also don't want people coming in here saying why Yield Max is a failure.
Right. So you know what? I think I'm gonna start some devil magic, and I'm gonna sell my soul to the devil so Yield Max goes to zero. Or just like a complete oblivion.
I mean, you don't have market correction on its own eventually.
I know that's the beauty.
Or it probably won't go to zero. It got pretty close to being annihilated this week, but I still have people in my comments saying, "Oh, just you watch! Like we're actually 3%
on a 3% dip. Imagine like 2022 levels. I would sell my soul for
the
it.
funds themselves probably won't go to zero, but Khmer could because of the margin.
Well, he's gonna flee the country. He's
Just
getting
ignore the phone call.
yeah. Until the repo man comes to his house and takes away his wife's bags. That's all funny and
They're
games.
gonna
until that.
repossess her implants and stuff.
And it's like, okay, this is, it's not like they're putting a core foundational piece in like the SPY or the triple Qs. They're literally putting it in one of the most volatile assets in MicroStrategy. Like, I don't know if you guys know the business model.
Yeah,
But every
they
time
buy Bitcoin on leverage. Yeah,
right. Every time I hear it, I'm like, how is this not a Ponzi scheme, pyramid scheme?
It's the stupidest, most regarded thing I've ever heard.
We're very regarded.
Right.
So do you want to play this video?
Yeah, let me just give some context. So this is a video from 2 nights ago when Misty was getting completely destroyed. So his portfolio, I think, was closer to like $100,000 at the start of the week. I mean, to see it go from 100 to 57K to have all these margin calls, that's pretty tough. And a lot of these loyal followers in his Discord probably also got burnt, right? So they're in here. And so what you're going to see is, you guys obviously know Khmer is like the type to like ban anybody who disagrees with him.
You ban. Mom, kick him.
But I'll say this is probably the first time that I've ever actually heard him not be confident in his trading strategy.
I don't know.
I know. I mean, it's imagine it taking this much to humble somebody.
And the way that it happens is there's apparently this guy that taught Khmer in the beginning. I guess his name is Kenny.
I didn't get this. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so Kenny will jump in here, and you'll watch how like Khmer actually listens to him. This is the first time I've ever seen this, so I thought we could react to this together.
Yeah, is Kenny like he's like the Obi-Wan Kenobi? He's kind of like the Qui-Gon Winn or whatever the guy's name is.
Qui-Gon Jinn.
Qui-Gon Jinn, yeah.
You're killing all the Star Wars fans in the chat.
I just rewatched Revenge of the Sith the other day. All right, let's get into it though.
A month in 2 years. It's just impossible. I don't know. Except somebody do the math and tell me how is it possible?
Hey, Khmer.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Kenny.
Yeah, Kenny.
Hey, so I see you falling back into the same thing that you was into a year ago.
Oh my God, Kenny! Hold on.
Admiration.
You and I haven't talked in a while. We missed you, bro.
Yeah, the last time me and you talked was about margin, and we're talking about margin again.
Yeah.
You can't say that 50% is you shouldn't use if you don't use 50%. You just have to use it responsible.
Yeah.
And if you want to use more than 50% margin, then you're trying to get a free lunch.
Yeah.
And if you're trying to get a free lunch, one day somebody's going to come for the payment.
Yeah.
Meaning the market is going to come back for the payment. So I'm not telling you that 80% is the margin, 100% it is. But if you're using margin, you're using leverage. That means if you get 2 times the money, you're going to feel 2 times the pain.
Yeah.
So you can't say, if you're using 50%, you should use more than 50% margin. You're using based on your risk. That's what it is.
I totally agree. I don't know what the number is. My point is, I don't know what the number is for me.
Nobody knows what the number is.
Out prior to investing?
There's no right answer. There's no wrong answer. The in between is, if you want a free lunch, you can eat it 4 days of the week, but somebody's coming the 5th day and they're going to take something from you.
Yeah.
And that thing they can take from you, it can be 10 times the amount, because margin equals double the gains, double the losses. So if you're okay with losing 1.1%, that means you use 10% margin.
I want to pause this. I think whoever makes an edit of this and does like the Star Wars ghost effect of like have like the blue aura around them, I will give them personally a Cashflow Kings channel membership on my behalf.
By the way, I think percentages, it's too complicated for Khmer.
It absolutely is.
With the way margin magnifies the gains and losses. He just he's greedy and he thinks I'll have a lot more income.
This is literally like a scene from Star Wars of like somebody turning to the dark side and then like an old mentor coming back and being like, "This is not the way."
Right. So
Your heart.
like you can tell that Khmer really actually admires Kenny because he's.
Oh, I know.
And
Fear leads to the dark side.
This is like a disappointed parent.
We
like,
should get
talking
Kenny
to
on the show.
Right. Like, would love to have Kenny on, but yeah, it seems like Kenny warned Khmer like kind of when he started his journey, like, hey, don't go overboard with margin.
We watching more of this?
Yeah, there's a little bit more of it. I think it's like, dude, it's like it's another grown man lecturing another grown man about investing.
That's meant. All right, we'll watch a couple more minutes of it.
Nobody has the correct answer. It's just what are you willing to take? This is the conversation we had the last time when me and you spoke, and that's why I stepped away, because you're going down a path where you're not really making it that people fully understand the risk of margin.
You're going down a path I can't follow, Anakin.
There's a risk of it, especially when the market changes like it's doing right now.
Well,
but I'm here. I just wanted to let you know, like, you got to look into it because you're the leader of the group. And even though you said don't follow me, if you're the man in front, the people behind you are going to follow you. So if you're saying, hey, if you're not using 50% margin, don't use margin, there's people who are going to follow you and use 50%.
Well, what I come to the conclusion is that it's probably better if you just probably don't use any margin at all.
Finally.
We had a conversation before, Khmer, and I said it to you that if you're using margin, you have to allow room in your account for the market to go up and down. It doesn't go up all the time. And the market moves down. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow or Monday.
Somebody got open mic. March 1022. You got open mic.
And there's tomorrow. We don't know where the market is going. And if you're on margin and you don't have enough margin when the margin expands, you're in a margin call. And if you're using margin and you're going to margin call, you don't win. The broker wins because he's still getting his interest, and you have to put more money in there to pay more margin to pay more money. So as a group, I think everybody in this group needs to assess. If you don't understand margin, you shouldn't use margin because there's a double-edged sword to it. And as I said, you as a man in the front, you have to fully understand. You can't say you don't know because you're the man in the front saying you're using this much margin. You have to know everything about something, or at least 90%, before you're putting it out there that, hey, I'm using margin this and I'm using margin that, because these people are following you, man. You might not think they are, but I'm telling you they are. And I'm not saying you're failing them, but whatever they see you're doing, they're going to copy it, and they're in the same position. Somebody reached out to me and they say, hey, I need to come in here tonight to speak to you about the margin thing because you've been using it a certain way, and I looked at it and I seen what it's doing. And you just have to assess your margin, because you should not be borrowing a certain amount of margin above that, because if the market turns, the market is.
That's enough. Wow. That's absolutely mint. That's just like somebody needs to make that a Star Wars scene.
But if Columbo goes in and asks him about it, the reason we know
how to use margin because we know how to use margin. Because you don't know how to use margin, well, don't put it on us. Don't even ask us question.
2024 quote of the year candidate.
But if anybody else had said that, they would have been instantly banned. So like he let Kenny on the platform talk and he listened, which is just rare, right?
Somebody reach out to Kenny on behalf of the Cash Flow Kings and we offer an invite down to the show in 2 weeks. Somebody do that for us, please. That's absolutely, oh my God. Dude, Kenny's like a fucking Jedi. This is insane. We need to get this guy on.
I mean, it seems like everything Kenny was saying there seemed to make sense.
Yeah, Kenny, poor Ken.
And he's the one that supposedly taught Khmer. Like what was Khmer actually listening to?
He's like, oh, max margin?
Yeah. Khmer's final line will be the Darth Vader, I am what you made me.
So I did hear some disappointing news. Apparently, and this is just rumors that I heard, but in the Khmer Discord, apparently Khmer had a change of heart and then was attacking Kenny or something. And then
no.
I think Kenny apparently left the Discord now, so he's a free agent.
Oh, no. Okay, we'll get our agents on it immediately. Somebody needs to make a Star Wars edit out of that. Khmer gets like completely fucking graped this week. You know, Misty goes down like another 50%.
Look,
Something
yeah,
horrible.
I mean, I hope we get another little pull back in the Bitcoin and the Misty or the micro strategy and all that, because he granted, I've heard that people say that he's just going through the stages of grief about what he's essentially like blown up his account.
Oh, I know, it's mint.
Like he has so much less total account value than what he started with, and because of the erosion in the yield max funds, he's very unlikely to gain it back.
It's too bad, really,
and it won't overcome now because he has to pay Robinhood now interest on that margin, and it's on a melting ice cube. It's bad. Like he's in very bad shape.
Khmer's gonna be rock bottom. You know, his wife's gonna leave him. There's no like luxury. There's nothing left in his house or apartment, and like he's gonna see like a ghost of Kenny appear in the corner. It's like the ghost of Christmas past.
That episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Kenny, what you do?
This was just so unnecessary though, because like I'm pretty sure Khmer gets his military pension, right? Like if he had just invested in like Standard SPY, triple Qs. He could have had a very solid life, you know, retire in Cambodia.
And military guys get the thrift savings plan, which I think is similar to a 401k. He could have been putting money in that the whole time when he was in the service. And
the taxes thing too, Blake. That's like Fabio was really drilling that. Like that's probably gonna fuck him.
Well, here's another scary thing. Apparently, he's been investing for his family members as well into like yield funds. Like this man is going to cause the GDP of Cambodia to go down with this like
Cambodia GDP is going to have a 20% 20-year decline. I'm so happy.
And
it's a week we all knew what happened. Like we all knew Misty MicroStrategy would eventually come down. Like we didn't think it'd be this week, but I mean, it's been a pretty sight to see, I'd say.
Oh, absolutely. Well, everybody, we are 1 hour, 40 minutes in. It's been an absolute pleasure. We went a little longer than anticipated, but we delivered.
Sometimes it's good when things are a little longer than anticipated, you know?
Yeah. So, Cody, where can the people find you for your guest appearance here at the end?
The people can find me at Citizen of the Year. I'm making many income ETF videos, many anti-Misty investing videos. If you actually want to see your portfolio balance go up, you know, I make those type of videos.
Navarosion Kepler doesn't even give a flying fuck about that shit. I also forgot you were an episode 32 veteran. I was rewatching that today. I don't know why.
In fact, Oracle hated him more than pretty much anybody else, except maybe the
nasally.
Well, apparently we all like the same ETFs now. There's the Curve ETFs, which have actually been doing pretty solid. Apparently we all have a mutual interest in them. So we're all on good terms now, I guess.
Yeah.
Interesting.
There we go. All right. Thank you all for tuning in once again. Smash the like button, subscribe, do Dividend, stocks, not drugs, and always, of course, cash flow is king. Oh, yeah.